discover the property. But even today, I can identify a property which was unclaimed today, and it becomes part of Kasan board properties.
Okay, I think we have guided on that matter. Since we move to the next matter, we need a copy of that letter, which you convey to Mosaic, to the effect that from the time you learned that the property is not your property, you should go and deal with the owner of the property. Deal with the owner of the property. Deal with the owner of the property.
Members, Aduk Samson Apuda, Mr. Aduk Samson Apuda Samson. Aduchu Samson. He's not around there. Huh? It's your neighbor. The former cow, Mr. Kokelo Charles.
Mr. Charles sent an apology this morning. He sent an apology that is in this court. But at least I put it in writing. Him to come to the committee.
He has put it in writing?
I put it in writing to him. That is invited in this committee today.
Do you have a copy?
Yes, I do.
Can you submit it for the committee? Have you got the file?
Mr. Chairperson, the file hasn't been found, but the district land officer, he said that he construct the file and they picked letters from other files and then made it in one file, and those are the documents which are in the file. But we haven't found yet in the file, but we have certified for this. This document which has contained that file which was misplaced.
Senior land officer. Is that the original file?
It has all the copies that were in the other file. Because before it was released, it was photocopied.
Please speak on the microphone so I can know.
Chair, the file we made contains all the documents that were in the other file that were released just in council.
Can I?
Because
Can you speak the documents which are in the file, please, before you submit? You have them there?
Yes, sir. I have copies here.
Okay, you speak to them. Let me see.
So the copies I have include the tenancy payments record books for Rafiki General for plot 19B. Then I have a temporary location by custodian board to Rafiki General Store for plot 19B. I also have a tenancy agreement between Rafiki and the custodian board for plot 19B. Then there is a copy of an old title, that is LRB 237/17 for plot 19 as a whole. So I also have a certificate of title, LRB 4319 folio 10, in the names of Gidibu Stephen for plot 19B, Solat Avenue. Then there is a letter that was written to Kao by the then land officer, explaining all the circumstances surrounding that plot as regards to a complaint lodged by one Samson Apuda. Then there is an intention to sue Stephen Gududu and Soroti District Land Board. The plaintiff was Apuda Odud Samson. So I also have a reply to the intended suit by Ogire and company advocates.
Custodian board, is that what is when we talk of the file of custodian board? Are those what means the file?
Honorable Chair, we need to just time to get this information because we are not understand.
But directly you will be there to bring the file to work. It's a custodian board. I don't want to, but directly when you are there,
That should come the file of this plot. There is no way we are going to keep repeating. You are the custodians of these files. Does it take a year to look for a file? Where is this file, Mama Jimmy? Plot 19 Soroti Avenue.
I only learned that in Cosase yesterday at 3. So if I had known before, probably I would have looked around for the files.
Custodian board, I think you are failing us to do our work. Because we are in the meeting and we requested you to directed you to come with the file. How do you think we are going to handle this? Chairman.
Honorable Chair, I think there is room for improvement. But I think the problem was that when colleagues went to the field, they knew that I put to our knowledge that we were supposed to have a meeting.
I'm going to stay this file so that I can ask, because I know you have some people within the office who can able to look for this file and clear this matter. So I'm giving you 20 minutes. We direct your employees to bring that file, plot 19, so Avenue. Then for district land board, because Mr. Visible knows this plot, I see some allocation signed by him, which implies that he knows. So we need that file. And let me tell you, if you don't get that file, custodian board members will not leave here. So I request our witness on this to wait a bit for 20 minutes so that we can have the file and we will able to handle the issue. And also senior land officer, really, how can you tell us that the file, those are government documents, somebody picked it, went ahead, and for you now start now collecting receipts. Can the receipts really talks of the history of the file, the history of the plot? Because this thing of yours is full of receipts, cases, but those cases stems from where? Is that how you keep the documents of the government?
Chair,
Do you have a title which doesn't have a history? No, not sorry, because there are many that are going to suffer. There are those who are selling these properties. Ours, others are selling these properties. Ours, custodian board, it's a custodian board property. How they acquired it, we don't know, you don't know. Now, how are you going to deal with this matter? And how do you want us to appreciate what you are explaining to us? You are the custodian of this. Don't you think that the people of Soroti are in danger?
Chair, my apology, but normally what happens with the files, the original copies are with the owners. So what we have on record normally are photocopies of what they have.
You see, custodian board properties, they have files. If I come with some of the files here, which shows who are the original, the former owners of this plot, how they have been changing to the current occupant. Now, can you give me the former owners and how this trend of events have been changing to where we are?
No.
Then do you know? How will you then advise the district landlord when you don't know? I would think if you had failed, you would have liaised with custodian board if you were really serious. To get the file, at least you get abreast with what it contains in the file. But now you passion the plot, what did you based on?
Chair, what I did, I liaised with Mr. Gidodo, who first brought in his application to the board.
But now we are talking of custodian board property. How did it came for even Mr. Gidodo to apply for it? Chairperson, custodian board.
Honorable Chair, if your guidance is right, we need to correct and actually work together with the landlords before issues of any dealings in the property. Because under section 22B, these leases actually are frozen until the minister deals in them. So it's important to note that at least the dealing of whatever kind, other than the minister responsible for finance, is an analysis.
Waiting for that file, then those of plot 14, Cemetery Road. Plot 14.
Honorable Chair, Plot 14 is one of the expropriated properties belonging to Kamaji Haridas Modi. The minister responsible for finance on the 6th of February had issued February 1996 had issued a certificate of repossession, number 2728. But the owner, as per section 9B, never returned. So we made due diligence and we visited this property, and we found one Tasman,
Sir?
a gentleman in the name of, remind me the name? Mayende Tasman, occupying the property. We asked for his documents. Did not have any documents, but I think parties ran to court, and the court also observed that in the part I will submit honorable chair.
What?
In his application, the court observed that the applicant is a lawful sitting tenant in the premises located on plot 14 Cemetery Road in Soroti municipality, where he has been living for 20 years and counting. So we have actually advised that being a tenant, you only need to be either having a repossession certificate or having purchased the property from custodian board. So all the above have not been met. So as a deterrent measure, custodian board allocated this property to one John Oprong and one Martin Obonyo.
Who?
One John Oprong.
John?
Oprong and Martin Obonyo. And we are trying to pursue this property to ensure that we recover it. But the tenant per se has never been cooperative.
He has never been?
Cooperative. So that's where we have reached on the chair.
Mr. Tashman. The occupant is Tashman?
Tasman Mayende.
Mayende.
Yes.
Is he around? Huh?
It's not.
He's not around. Can I have a request?
Yes, honorable chair.
You speak one first, or you speak one first?
Thank you, Chair. That is the matter I informed you about at the Rabbit Court. And we issued an order compelling us to allocate and give a lease offer to the said Mayende. So what happened previously, we had the one Mumtaz Kasam management as the managers of the said property, and they submitted to the board a certificate authorizing repossession from custodian board.
Can I have a look at it?
Yes, together with this on the title. So, and they entered into a tenants agreement with the said Mayende. So around 2004, about that is when Mayende applied to the board, claiming that he has been in the property and the landlord had abandoned the property. So in the course of processing his documents, we received a letter from the managers of the said property saying that they have never lost claim on the same. So that is when Mayende dragged us to court that we have failed to honor his application. So in the first suit that we filed, it was ruled in our favor.
Can I have again that copy of that?
Yes. the order stated that there was no cause of action. So then at one point he attempted to appeal. Still, the appeal was withdrawn with the consent of both parties. I have evidence here. So that is when now he applied for an application for an order of mandamus, and were compelled by the High Court. So the first order, we replied that we were not able to handle the application since there was already somebody who had repossessed the property. But that was not considered. We were further given an order and the cost of 83 million. All those orders, Chair.
After analyzing that this property belongs to custodial board, because by the virtue that as custodian board chairman mentioned that the owner never came back, but even then, before we proceed with these documents here, the court cases, custodian board, having known that the applicant for this, the claimant of this certificate, they never came back, what did you do to secure the property?
Honorable Chair, one, first of all, when I interface with the road is planned, we are working committee in place. And we listed these properties to the land board and told them, please provide us the status. By then, the RDC appointed Mr. Obale as the secretary. So to date, we have actually not had a response from the district land board and the entire working committee. Because we're envisaging that when we get the status, the honorable chair, then we can actually move. And then the other thing, when we realized Ms. Mamta does not have any kind of authority, we listed these properties. It's one of the listed properties for investigation by your committee, honorable chair.
But my question is, yes, there is evidence here that there is a certificate of repossession which was issued on 6th February 1996.
Yes, honorable chair.
There is a letter written to the occupants there, informing them that it's notified the Department of Education property has returned the property listed above and is no longer responsible for the property. You are advised to negotiate with the person to whom the property has been returned. They are authorized agents in all matters regarding your occupation of the premises. Then it is by the virtue of this letter you wrote, were you still having the locals to deal with the property?
Honorable Chair, properties as per se, one, with the emergence of the Auditor General's report, we realized that most of these properties have issues, and specifically there was a difference between Kamaji and Haridas Mondi. And when we verified on our records, there was nothing, no legal nexus between Ms. Mamtaz and the former owner. So this is why we thought we could actually start with this process, with the possibility of recovering the property. But I can ask my colleague, Honorable Namajuru, to also add.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. With regards to that letter is just a standard letter that will be given immediately after repossession. So it does not mean that if things don't go right, then that letter stands. For example, that letter is just to give a pointer to whoever may be occupying the property that, look, this property has been repossessed. Please, this is your new landlord. But supposing the owner does not come, the so-called new landlord does not report within 120 days, then that letter becomes useless. It means the property reverts back to government.
You see, where the problem now comes is because of your last day, now the Soroti District Land Board, it was taken in court and is supposed to pay 83 million. That's the taxpayers' money. They are paying 83 million on custodian board property, which you failed to go to court to defend the property. Did you appeal? having known that ruling, and you know the facts that the property was not doesn't belong to Mr. Mayende, did you appeal for that? Because as long as the order says they have to pay.
Honorable Chair, the course of action in the court did not actually involve custodian board. These are two illegal occupants suing one another. Majorly one Tasman Mayende and then the district land board. I think if they had actually brought to our knowledge, we would have maybe actually intervened and applied to be part of the suit.
By the virtue of your repossession, don't say because by the virtue of the certificate of repossession, to which you never wrote to the district land board to inform them that that certificate, either you have withdrawn the certificate or there is anomalies on the property. How do you think it would have stopped them from dealing with the property in the property?
Honorable Chair, like I told you in 2018, with my divestiture committee and executive secretary, we did move to Soroti. People in the meeting included the RDC, who is the chairman working committee. The cow then was Mr. Walisanyusa. The DPC was in the meeting. The land board was in the meeting. And we informed them about these developments. Because, Mr. Chair, by the time we went to Soroti, there had a number of cases. Most of them the district had lost pertaining to custodian board property. So our intervention was to ensure that at least we mitigate further losses in the district and the government as such. Because I remember we gave them an example. When you are paying for properties that you don't actually do, it means you are compromising on the services of the people. So our interest is to ensure that at least we come together. And we said, actually, Mr. Chair, this is one of the evidence that we actually met. And nobody can actually contest this. So I think it was a matter of cooperation between the district and the custodian board being the controlling authority. And we are still committed to this. And I must say, we submitted the district about 130 properties. And we told them, please give us the issues on this so that we can actually work together, solve the problem.
Senior land officer, where are we of this meeting took place on 16th July 2019?
2019, 15th July. I did not attend that meeting, but my chair attended.
Then the chair. The government's going to lose.
Yes, I was in attendance.
Why did you enter into the property having known the problem surrounding it?
Indeed, we did not go ahead as we had refused to give the lease over. We did not give because he knew the property belonged to other persons. So we did
then
not.
When they took to court, what failed you to notify custodian board? Because now you knew the property, that you didn't have the locus to deal with the property. I know the property belonged to custodian board. Why did you inform custodian board? Because now there is a standing order to which you have to honor. Why did you inform custodian board?
Thank you, Chair. That matter was in court before that letter. So we even tried to raise it in our defense. But the judge insisted that custodian board had already dealt with the property. And there was no other letter to that effect. Because we even wrote in our minute and our report that maybe the subcommittee has been formed to audit and verify these properties. So here we are holding any transaction to that effect. But still court did not listen because they insisted that there was a certificate which is evidence enough to show that the property had been dealt with.
Because, Mr. Visible, I'm perturbed. Because when you had a meeting, did you specifically mention of such a property? Because now that was a certificate. You went in a meeting. Did you mention about this property, or did you write anything to see that they should not honor this, that the property? Because by virtue of what No, what can prove that the property was dealt in, not until you show whether this certificate was it's a forged certificate. Is this document a certificate? And also your letter which they wrote justifying by asking the tenant to continue dealing with the repossessors of the sale. And now the Soroti district landlord is going to pay 83 million.
Honorable Chair.
You have already paid.
Honorable Chair, when I was posted to Soroti, I found a record that it had already garnished
the account.
And made of with the balance on the account 53 billion. Now there's a balance that we are supposed to pay.
How much?
20, how much is it, 28? And now
they garnished 83?
They garnished what was on the account.
Or what was on account?
53 million? Yes. I think, yeah, 53 million. And then they even got a court order to actually confiscate one of our vehicles. So, anytime
So I think custodian board, this matter square lies on you.
No, Honorable Chair.
No.
Honorable Chair, I want
Yes,
to...
Mama Juru.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. When you look at the issues in custodian board, that is not the only case that we have. Custodian board urgently needs a lawyer, a legal officer who is resident there who can run in all the courts. Because in a matter like this, sometimes you'll find that even the judges do not know even what the Expropriated Properties Act is. The district authorities do not confuse any the Land Act. So we really need a lawyer to be in custodian board to help us solve these matters. It's all over the country.
But see, my question is, you are in custodian board, you've been in custodian board.
Yes.
You can't tell the custodian board you don't have money, even hire a lawyer to represent you. For instance, wherever we have moved, we have seen tenants, and they are paying money. Where does that money go?
Mr. Chairman, we have got a lawyer who is still waiting for this letter to be given to him before he can start serious work. Before we did not have one. Previously, there was a legal manager in the custodian board, but they retrenched her.
Honorable Chair, I think this is an opportunity for us to
recruit another one.
To clean up. Because when we met Soroti, this was not the only case. There was no certain going on, which we really verified and told them, according to this property, was one was a property property, which is even now. Then we told them, even when I came back from London, I communicated and said, close 32, the former owner is actually alive. Mr. Banji Bachu. So when you are dealing with it, please, can you give us what we have requested from you? So that we can now verify and really see how we can help the district from actually further losses. Even Saturday, I think, to date, I hear the district has lost a lot of money. There is one gentleman called Bonyo Martin, was allocated by Soroti District Land Board. He built the storage building. Then one Alba purportedly declared, putting papers.
Before going into all that, yes, we need to sort one by one. Yes. You are?
As I introduced myself earlier, my name is Joseph Unyait, and I was sent in to step in for the Indian.
Are you a lawyer?
That is,
are you a lawyer?
I'm not a lawyer, but I'm stepping in for the owner of the property. That is the Indian, Yogi alias Modi. I personally know him, and I often talk to him on phone. Now, the last time, we got a communication from Cosase. I remember I sent him about 3 files, and the 3 files had the following. And I remember I handed it to you. That was the same day when you investigated the issues of the toll papers, and then we went down to the other office. The files, and I have a receipt copy here. from Cosase. And they were four, and they had the following. Number one, a letter of repossession, which the Indians sent. And then two, a copy of title, volume 521, 2015. And then we had a letter from the Departed Agents Board showing release of property to the owner in the same file. And then we had a proof of tenancy. And the proof of tenancy in the file was showing the relationship between Mr. Mayende and the Indian. What the Indian to him knows is Mr. Mayende is a tenant. And there is proof that he even defaulted paying rent. And the letters of reminders are in that file, which I sent to you. And then the other things that are in the file, which I will ask you to check with your records officer. We have the demand notes by Soroti Municipal Council, Eastern Division, to Mr. Haridas Krumji. Number 6, we have proof of payments to Soroti Municipal Council. For example, there is a receipt of 13th of February 2014. And then we have an evaluation report in the same file, which was handed to you on the 10th of March 2020.
Evaluation report?
Evaluation report.
For what?
I need to get, but it's in the
No, evaluation report for what?
Just a minute, I'll get it for you. And then the other thing which is in the file is a letter of request of extension of lease and acknowledgement by secretary from the department.
Secretary from?
Secretary
From?
DLP.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
You can have a seat and just take a seat. Get this one and around. I don't know whether it's me who's contradicting myself.
Yes, sir.
You did repossess the property by virtue of the certificate of repossession.
The property was repossessed.
Was repossessed.
True.
And there is a letter indicating the tenant of the then custodian board tenants that the property was reverted back to the owner.
That's correct.
Now, why would you request the extension of a lease through custodian board?
There is a letter in that file requesting for extension of lease.
Through?
Even an acknowledgement.
Requesting from who?
A request from the owner.
Requesting who?
Requesting the departed custodian board.
Now, is the departed custodian board has a duty to extend the lease?
No.
Why then he was asking the custodian board? If they had, because let's be
requesting land board.
No.
Not custodian.
Are you telling this committee the truth?
No, what I request, Chair.
Are you telling the committee the truth?
I think what I request, Mr. Chair, is.
Are you telling the committee the truth?
My role was to submit those documents.
No, I'm giving you another chance.
Sir.
Give your submission.
I think for now.
No, you resubmit what you have submitted.
Okay. What I said earlier is I am representing the interest of the Indian.
Yes.
And that is Mr. Haridas Krumji Modi.
Yeah.
Now, on the 20th of March, after we had seen in the Daily Monitor a request by the Cosase Committee for anybody to present documents with evidence of ownership of properties. He called me and he called Mr. Ambrose Oloya to help him and submit the following documents. And
repeat the following documents. One.
And those documents I submitted to your committee.
Yes, we don't have
four files.
We shall check in the archives. But
and
now you have a copy, not so?
Pardon?
You have a copy of what you submitted.
Apparently, I have the soft copy. But I submitted 4 files.
Okay, you read what you submitted.
Number 1, a letter of repossession.
Yes.
Number 2, a copy of title, volume 521.
Yes.
Folio 15.
Yes.
Number 3, DLPCB, that's Departed Asian Property. Letter of release of property to the owner, and it is in that file.
Yes.
Number 4, proof of tenancy.
Yes.
Number 5, demand notes by Soroti Municipal Council.
Demanding who?
Demanding the Indian.
Yes.
So I'm saying number 5 is demand notes by Soroti Municipal Council Eastern Division to Mr. Kimji Haridas.
Yeah.
Number 6, we have proof of payments to Soroti Municipal Council. And particularly, there's a proof of 13th of February 2004. Next, number 7, which I will need you to cross-check in the file, is an evaluation report.
Now, that's where my question comes in. Okay, proceed. Proceed.
And then number 8, a letter of request of extension of lease.
Written to whom?
And acknowledgement by the Secretary, DLD.
Can I have a look at those documents?
Apparently,
Those ones, yeah, even the soft copy. You see, there is a problem now. At the look, got the microphone. At the look of those documents of yours, how did the Dr. Mumtaz came in?
What I know is Mumtaz was mandated to manage the property on behalf of Mr. Haridas.
Was given power to run the property.
Where is it? I don't have it.
That much we need to verify.
But you can't represent your... Because by virtue of evaluation report, that means either they wanted to buy off the property, by virtue of writing to the executive secretary, custodian board, because custodian board doesn't give out leases, they don't have that mandate. They don't have a mandate. These are those entities which are charged for that duty. These are district land board, the Land Commission, Minister of Lands. But then custodian board doesn't have the right. So I think by virtue of those documents, don't you see there is a missing gap?
Mr. Chair, like I observed earlier, I am not a lawyer. I was called in to deliver these documents. Those other gaps, that may because what I know in the file, everything.
Let me tell you one thing. You see, what is in the file depicts what you have, not so. Yeah? Depicts what you have. What you have is a letter of repossession. Yes, I agree with it because I have a copy here with a certificate of repossession. I have a letter from custodian board, the occupant's name, Mr. Ortega and others. I have a certificate of title, photocopy of certificate of title, though I don't know what transpired thereafter, whether they changed it because it doesn't indicate. But now, when it comes to evaluation report and asking custodian board for extension of lease, then that's where there is a problem.
The district landlord, DLP. District landlord, DLP.
That is it. Let me have a look at it. You can see it is.
This is the title. It has never changed.
I've never changed. When did this client enter on the title?
You want to let us know?
Myself?
With the allocatee.
Yes. You are the allocatee. Then how then that custodian program? Tell me.
Honorable Chair, we are dealing with a matter of law. Honorable Chair, it is proof and evident in our records that this person never returned to enter interest on the said property. The Honorable Chair would like to know when this representative actually, how was he appointed to deal in the property on behalf of the former owner? When was this? And does he really have proof, travel details, that this person came within the period? Because Honorable Chair, as you know, you cannot actually come now and claim interest in the property. You ought to have made the repossession process as per Cap 87. One, such requirements is physical return. And this was actually intended to ensure that at least they put checks and balances. Even when you have original titles, but when you never entered your interest. That means your claims can only be subjected to Section 12 of Cap 87, where you can only claim for compensation. So, Honorable Chair, I think we need a clarification on these issues, because these are points of law.
Because one issue which Mr. Joseph Onyait. One, how did Dr. Montaz, did you revoke the powers of attorney and he gave you the powers? How did he come to leave the property, the management of property to you? Because now we are seeing Montaz repossessing the property as an agent, saying that he was given powers of attorney on behalf of Modi. Now, Montaz, according to the documents we have, is demanding the demand notes from the tenants within that they have powers to do so. Now we are seeing the third party of Mr. Joseph Enyait coming in, and so do you have powers of attorney? What is your nexus between you and Modi?
Okay, as I observed earlier, I know Mr. Modi as a friend.
Where did you find Mr. Modi? Here in Soroti?
The last time he was in Uganda. I did a transaction.
When was it?
That should have been around 2014. That should have been around 2014. I had an opportunity to interact with him, and that's how we exchanged contacts. Now, the issue of the power of attorney.
And immediately, when you did what was the type of transaction you did with him?
The type of transaction I did with him was purchase of property.
Which property in particular?
That is Soroti Avenue.
Soroti Avenue.
Lands officer, you can remind me. That is the
I
present
remember
number.
the plot number, but it is where butter was. Butter shop. Near the market.
Yeah. That's how I got into a relationship with him at a personal level. So, like I was observing to you.
Now, my question, you see, let's go slow.
Yeah.
When
When the notice came from Parliament, okay.
because I'm wondering, why did he, Mr. Modi, ask Dr. Montaz, who is official agent of his, who repossessed the property, whom he gave the power, what was the type of transaction he did with him?
The type of transaction I did with him was purchase of property.
Which property in particular?
That is Soroti Avenue.
Soroti Avenue.
Lands officer, you can remind me.
Plot.
That is
I
the
don't
present
remember
number.
the plot number, but it is where butter was. Butter shop. Near the market.
Yeah. That's how I got into a relationship with him at a personal level. So, like I was observing to you.
Now, my question, you see, let's go slow.
Yeah.
We're not
When the notice came from Parliament, okay,
Because I'm wondering, why did he, Mr. Modi, ask Dr. Mamtaz, who is official guardian of his, who repossessed the property, whom he gave the power, what was the type of transaction he did with him?
the type of transaction I did with him was purchase of property.
Which property in particular?
That is Soroti Avenue.
Soroti Avenue.
Lands officer, you can remind me.
Plot.
That is
I
the
don't
present
remember
number.
the plot number, but it is where butter was, butter shop, near the market.
Yeah, that's how I got into a relationship with him at a personal level. So, like I was observing to you,